today, let's get into some different stuff. Let's cover the 2026 Major League Baseball draft with some cool news about that locally, which I'm sure you're probably well aware of if you've listened to much of the show. Let's get into the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Let's talk about the Home Run Derby. Let's wrap up the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and it's down to the Final Four, and maybe discuss some of those ticket prices for those Final Four games, which I hope you have a lot of money if you plan on attending, especially if you plan on taking more than one person. Let's get into the WNBA a little bit. Again, we like to pile on with that, with the Caitlin Clark stuff and some other things that have been said and done. Their all-star selection process and how flawed that might or might not be, letting players rank players in the league. I think there's a jealousy report that they use, starting backwards from maybe 20-1 versus 1-20. But we will get into that, and we will talk and have a little bit of fun at the WNBA's expense, as we always do. We'll give a few shout-outs, and like we always do, we want to talk about, hey, what chaps our ass today on the Chapped Ass podcast, a face for radio.
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah, we fired up, got something to say. No filters here, we don't play it safe. Hot takes fly, better brace for the blast. Welcome to that chapter. Let's go!
Welcome to Chapped Ass podcast, a face for radio. Coming at you at 5 foot 10 inches above sea level, folks, from the stock, beautiful Woodstock, Georgia. Flying solo again. Coach Grainer is still out. He's trying to renegotiate his contract, and we're getting with his agent and trying to see what we can do to get him back on the show. Just kidding, folks. He should be back from vacation next week, so we should be doing our duet next week again. But today I'm putting the I in single as I do this thing. However, I would like to let everyone know that we are attempting to potentially get a replacement in case those contract negotiations don't work out with Coach Grainer. But all we've been able to do is get boomers with Mohawks as our applicants. So, I don't know if this dog will hunt or not, but if he will, then Grainer, you better watch out, because he looks like he's full of things to talk about in sports. So we'll keep you posted on that as we find out if Grainer is going to return next week. I joke. Last week we did this show solo, and it took me a lot less time to do it without another person talking. So I'm going to try to talk a little slower, maybe make this thing stretch out just a little bit. I think we were 31 minutes last week, which wasn't bad. But before we get to that, let's get into the call to action for some sponsors. We need sponsors. If you would find us sponsors, right now we're looking for you. We're waiting for you. We're still on that rookie deal. It's not going to last much longer. Those people that are listening, if you do listen to the whole program or you do see that right there, please like us. You got to subscribe to us. Please click that subscribe button, like us, ring the bell, and leave us a 5-star review, not interview this week. So leave us a 5-star review, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and let us know what you do like and what you don't like. And please keep leaving comments. We appreciate all the comments that you leave with us. So again, subscribe, like, ring the bell, and tell us how great we are and that we do definitely have faces for radio. Future so bright. We still got our Oakley shades on today as well. So I digress. Let's get back into some of the things that are the things that we want to talk about today. And let's start with the amateur or the MLB, Major League Baseball draft. And let's bring up a local hometown hero, not Mr. Boomer, Mr. Trevor Condon. Mr. Trevor Condon from Etowah High School was drafted number 13 overall by the St. Louis Cardinals. And congratulations, if you've been watching the show or listening to the show, you've heard us talk about Trevor all year basically. But he was the lead source on that state championship team that run they had, and he was phenomenal. Great wheels, great speed, obviously, like I said, a great stick, a good arm. I mean, he's got it all going on, and hopefully one day he'll be up in the show while Jordan Walker from Decatur, Georgia is on that roster too. You talk about some speed in the outfield and some go-getters. Man, those guys have got it going on. But as we do talk about the Major League Baseball draft, I want to bring up a couple of things. I know we talk about Georgia. I live in Georgia now, so obviously there's a lot of different things that we talk about with Georgia. But Georgia had 5 kids drafted in the top 37 picks, and they consider that the first round now. But the top 37 picks, there was 5 kids from Georgia, and I just kind of want to recognize those guys. But Vaughn Lackey from Collins Hill, Georgia, from Georgia Tech, I believe he's a catcher, was drafted number 3 overall from Minnesota. Drew Burris from Houston County. They always have a great program down in Houston County. So I want to give Drew Burris a shout out. He's a center fielder from Georgia Tech. He was drafted number 8 by the Oakland Athletics. And the aforementioned, as you see, Trevor Condon here. He was drafted number 13 overall. And so congratulations to Trevor Condon and the Condon family. Proud of you, buddy. Go represent, man. Hope you have an awesome career, and we're looking forward to following you. Hopefully, maybe we can get you on the show one day, even, Trevor. But go kick butt and take names. And he was drafted, like we said, number 13 overall. Then a young man named Blake Bryant out of Citizens Christian High School, a right-handed pitcher, was drafted number 31 overall by the Arizona Diamondbacks. And lastly, one that's a name that we've spoken of over and over, but Mr. Everything for the University of Georgia, Daniel Jackson from North Springs High School, the catcher at Georgia, was drafted number 37 overall, and he's going to a great hitter's ballpark in Colorado. So we expect a lot of success from him, and I would imagine he's going to get fast-tracked to the majors. He's got every tool you need, plus he can run. I think he was 26 of 28 on stolen bases. So congratulations to those 5 young men as they represent the state of Georgia, the great state of Georgia, we'll say, in the Major League Baseball draft in the first round. So not bad there for some of the talent coming out. But I'd also like to recognize the Georgia Bulldogs. The Georgia Bulldogs got they had 13 players drafted off of their team this year. That's pretty much a whole lineup there. But of those 13 players, obviously Daniel Jackson was one of those guys. We also always mentioned the Branch brothers. So congratulations to the Branch brothers, the Branch family, and everybody in between. I know they're proud families, proud mamas and papas there, but both of them got drafted. I believe Colby Branch out of Georgia got drafted in the 8th round, I believe, by the Cubs. And then his brother, Kyle Branch from Oklahoma, shortstop, national championship winning shortstop, was drafted out of the later rounds. I cannot remember what round it was, but there's 20 rounds. I think he was in the later rounds. But congratulations to the Branch family, both the Branch brothers. Congratulations to Coach Wes Johnson and having to replace 13 guys getting drafted, probably all headed to the show. But that's amazing. It just tells you what kind of program they're running and what kind of athletes and players they're recruiting, because they did turn over their roster from the year before. They won their first SEC conference championship this year and dominated, and then had 13 guys drafted in 20 rounds for the Major League Baseball draft. So what a great program he's running there. And I'd just say congratulations to him on that as well. So let's stay on baseball, and let's get into the Major League Baseball All-Star game. I don't know. Are you a fan of it? Are you not a fan of it? I'm kind of both, I guess you would say. With the Major League Baseball, it just reminds me of being a kid when you only had 3 or 4 channels and all you could do was wait for the Major League Baseball All-Star game. They didn't used to have the home run derby, folks like that. They didn't used to have rookie games and things like that. But in the old days, Major League Baseball, you basically get a 3-day break. They'd give them 1 day off. They'd play the Major League Baseball game, which was great excitement, and then they would give them another day off, and then they'd start playing. I think they now have like a 4-game layoff before they start playing again after the break. But congratulations to the National League All-Star team, the American League All-Star team, and of course, we will harp on the Braves. The Braves, the Dodgers, and the Phillies all put 5 guys into the All-Star lineups. A couple of them were done through the commissioner, as Bryce Harper got in for his 9th overall as well, and a few Georgia guys on there. C.J. Abrams is a Blessed Trinity guy. Brandon Marsh is also starting for Philadelphia. I believe he's a Buford guy, but I could be wrong on that. But congratulations to all those guys, all the All-Stars making it. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Again, if you follow baseball, there's probably a lot of names that you might not even be able to mention, even though you consider yourself a baseball fan. There are 26 first-time All-Stars going into the All-Star game this year. So congratulations to all of those guys as well. Some rookies that are going in. Kevin McGonigal of the Tigers, who I picked to win the American League MVP. He got selected. Coach Grainer's not here, but his guy, Sally Stewart from the Reds. Grainer predicted him to be the Rookie of the Year. He's in it. And then there's 2 Cleveland Guardians. It just doesn't even sound natural. Cleveland Indians, if you will. But there's 2 Cleveland Guardians that made it as well as rookies, and that's Parker Messick, the pitcher, and Travis Bazzana, who got called up later in the season but has been raking while he's there. So congratulations to all those guys. Congratulations to the Braves. Starters for the Braves would be Drake Baldwin and Ozzie Albies. Congratulations to both of those cats. There's one name missing, in my opinion, for starters there, and that's Matt Olson. Ole, you deserve to be the starter. Freddie, I mean, you're a former Brave, and we loved you when you were here, but I believe Olson's numbers represent he should be starting. Obviously, we didn't get enough votes cast, but maybe next year we can stuff the ballot box or vote twice like they do in the Boston mayoral elections. That's just a joke, Boston. Please don't hate me. But anyway, so yeah, the All-Star game, does it bring back any fond memories? I mean, to me, it brings back some fond memories. I remember the Fred Lynn, I think it was the first Grand Slam ever back in the day. Again, that was the only game on TV. That was the only thing on TV back then. So you got the All-Star game, a day break before and a day break after, and then it resumed to regular baseball. So when you didn't have a lot of channels and a lot of options, you just watched the All-Star game and you loved every bit of it. But I remember some of those guys like Gary Coleman, Gary Carter, Vince Coleman, some of those guys, Darryl Strawberry, they would come out in these brand new white cleats. Like you could tell these cleats are just fresh out of the package. I'm sure they were broken in, but they would be wearing those brand new white spikes and they would sort of stand out. And I'm sure they probably auctioned them off or did something with them because they didn't resume wearing them in the regular baseball action. But nonetheless, the All-Star game is always a fun selection. The Midsummer Classic is what they like to call that. But go All-Stars, go Braves, go represent. I think they're still playing for National League, American League home field advantage in the World Series. I could be wrong on that. Either way, I'm more of a National League guy, so I'm pulling for the National League. I'm pulling for the Braves, and I'm pulling for all those guys. And congratulations again to all those newcomers that made it in. What do you think about the Home Run Derby? Like the Home Run Derby, what's your thoughts on the Home Run Derby here? Are they legit? These are the guys legit here. I mean, you got Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Jack Caglione, Junior Caminero, Grainer's guy, Munetaka Murakami from the White Sox, Ben Rice, which would be easy for both of us to say. One of our guys, Jordan Walker from the Cardinals, Decatur's finest, and Wilson Contreras at plus 1,200 to win the Home Run Derby. So in honor of Grainer not being here and me flying solo and me having to speak for him, I will speak for him. He will take Schwarbaum. He will take Kyle Schwarber to be the home run champion, which is not a bad choice as he's the favorite at plus 330. We don't advocate gambling, but if we did, we would probably put some money down on Schwarber. Another one would be Junior Caminero. He finished second last year in the Home Run Derby, so I think he's sitting at like maybe 26 homers for the year out of the American League with Tampa. So he's continued to rake. I would imagine he'll have a good showing. These young guys, they can keep swinging and swinging. It looks easy on TV, but when you keep hacking away on those pitches, man, it's not as easy as you think. And I think it's 20 swings plus that they're going to be taking, on a time clock. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot to train for, and hopefully it doesn't mess up these guys' swings as they get older, as they get deeper into the season, because I know that's happened a few times. But going back to these players that we want to pick here, I say go ahead and take your money on Kyle Schwarber. Again, Junior Caminero is a plus 500. I guess he'd be a long shot, although he's the second best odds. But then I would take a flyer. I'd go with somebody young and strong and just can pound the ball, and that's Jordan Walker. I think he's a plus 650 currently. So at a plus 650, he's got a good chance to make you some money if you do gamble. But again, we don't advocate gambling. But good luck to all of those dudes in the home run contest. I don't know if you'll be watching. I may be watching it. I've been to the All-Star game and the home run contest, home run derby back in the day when it was in Atlanta years ago, before the boycott, by the way, Coca-Cola. But anyway, I did get to see some of that, and it was enjoyable, and it's fun to be there. But it's just not the same when it's not just a one team playing, your favorite team playing the other team. It's just not quite the same, although it is cool to see some of these American League stars that we don't always get to see, mentioning some of those guys like, we just mentioned McGonigal, Bazana playing there. And then a couple of the other guys, Sal Stewart, who's been hitting the ball pretty well, cooled off a little bit, but been playing pretty good ball. So there's your home run derby updates, your home run derby information. There's your all-star baseball game information. We hope the Braves get in there and represent. I hope Olson steps in and wins the MVP just because I feel like he got shorted a little bit with his 25, 26 home runs that he's hit and not being the starter at first base. We got to stuff the ballot boxes better next time, okay? Let's go, Atlanta Braves. Let's do this thing. One other thing that I want to kind of touch on, I mean, we want to talk about equal rights, and we want to talk about, Title IX stuff and women's sports and men's sports and different things like that, and have a variety. But let's get into Major League Baseball. Did you know that there's a female umpire named Jen Powell for Major League Baseball? She was the first Major League Baseball female umpire in the major leagues. I think she debuted in 2025, if I'm not mistaken. So she was the first umpire to come into the league. Not only that, she's also the first female umpire to ever throw a coach or a player out, which happened over the weekend as well. So go check that out. It was mayhem, and it's kind of weird because all the umpires are huddling up, but they're not bringing her into the fold, even though they're trying to resolve her call or non-call or missed ABS call and missed strike call and missed balk call and a couple other things. So there was some weird stuff going on, but sometimes fame is fame and sometimes fame is infamy. And Jen Powell, congratulations on being the first female umpire in the major leagues. Congratulations on being the first female umpire to toss people out of the game. And congratulations on, I guess, maybe blowing a couple calls this past weekend. We saw it was on TV, and sometimes you just need to have a cooler head and listen. Umpires are not always right. ABS is there for that reason. The guy taps his head, you miss the call, and then you blame him, and then you start throwing people out left and right when you actually miss the call, and then you miss the ABS challenge, and then you threw the hitting coach out from the bench. So, hey, let's get better. Let's get better. That's all we're going to talk about, all right? So from the baseball diamond to the soccer field to the pitch, as they say, as my buddy Ted Lasso would say. I hope you watch Ted Lasso. It's a pretty good show. But let's talk about the World Cup. It started with 48 teams, and now it's down to the final 4 teams. The final 4 teams being Argentina, Spain, France, and England, which were the 4 favorites, by the way. So if you're a betting man or a betting woman or a betting person, if you identify as a bettor, I guess we could say, then you probably had one of those 4 teams as your favorite. So you got a chance. If you got any kind of parlays or anything like that, you have a chance for some victories there. So the odds to win some of these games are France is plus 150. Spain is plus 315 on the betting odds. England is a plus 340. And the defending champion, Argentina, where Messi plays, Lionel Messi plays, are plus 360. So they're the longest shot in the tournament that's left to try to win the World Cup, which will culminate on Sunday, 7/19. There's some good games coming up, though, and I want to talk about the games real quickly. I don't know if the Americans are tired of the World Cup or not. I know the USA is eliminated, so it is a little bit more difficult to partake in, I guess, maybe, unless you're a true soccer fan, which I do not consider myself a true soccer fan. I pulled for the USA. Some of these teams and these players that are left are greatness, but let's just touch on a few of these things for like their goal leaders. They're most of them are up there. But as far as Argentina goes, Lionel Messi has 8 goals for the 2026 World Cup. Kylian Mbappe has 8 goals, and he's now 1 behind. Messi now leads all-time World Cup scoring with 21 goals. Mbappe is right behind him at 20. And as I stated, they're both tied at 8 goals for the World Cup for 2026. So good luck to those guys. I believe Holland, or however you say his name, the Norwegian stud, he scored 7 goals. And then England's got a couple guys that have 6 goals apiece, and they've got a pretty good little team, and they've got a chance to do something in this tournament. So don't count out England, although they look to be the 4th lowest seed as far as it goes on here. But honestly, I just want to talk about some crazy prices. First of all, France and Spain, they'll play on 7/14 in Arlington, Texas. Good deal. No problem. Tickets are starting at $1,329. Not bad. I would say pretty expensive, but not bad. A little more than a NFL football ticket would cost you, or a national championship ticket may cost you for a college football game, but the World Cup is the World Cup. So $1,329 average ticket price, or starting at ticket price, for the France and Spain game in Arlington, Texas. And look at the difference in these prices, guys. The next game is England and Argentina, hosted in Atlanta. Great city. All right. We've done a great job hosting. I know the World Cup fans have bragged about the Southern hospitality and how cheap the food has been in Atlanta, and how great the stadium is, how great the turf is, the pitch is, how great everything is at the stadium. So let's talk about the prices there. If you would like to attend a England versus Argentina game, go see Messi play at 3 p.m. It's on Wednesday. The average starting ticket is $2,907. Take a family of 4 to that game and get a second mortgage on your house and enjoy that game. Is that worth it? $2,900. They've got to be a lot of wealthy international people going to those games, because that is super duper expensive. I don't understand how people can even afford to even think about that. You fly over, you stay over, you're here for 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it's a month and 8-day tournament, and now your team's going to the Final Four, and all you got to do is spend another $2,900 for one ticket. You want to bring your wife? You want to bring your best friend? Nah, let's go about $6,000 just to get there. Don't count parking. Don't count food. Don't count booze, different things like that. So it's going to be expensive. But it gets more expensive. The championship will be decided on 7/19 on a Sunday, and that's going to be in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And the ticket prices are starting at $6,625. Who has that kind of money? The Sheik of Arabic? I mean, good grief. Stuff gets expensive there. But it's the World Cup. Salute to those guys if they can charge it and they can get it. I wish them all the luck in the world. I will not be in attendance. I can't even guarantee that I'll be in attendance on the Nielsen ratings watching the game. But I believe, I'm not 100% positive, but I believe that I chose France to win it all. So I will stick with that choice, and I will go with France. They are the front runner. They are the lead dog. They're the lowest odds or the best odds, the worst odds, whatever you want to call that in Vegas. They're the ones picked to win it. So I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to stay with the French because they have great fries. Okay, that was a joke. They don't have French fries, right? Fries made in France? I don't think so, but maybe. Let's get into piling on a little bit more on the WNBA, right? I mean, we love to do this. If you get mad at me, hit your dashboard. If you're happy with me, high five your dashboard. But whatever you do, make sure we stay in dialogue. Even if you're listening, I'm listening through your radio too. So keep talking to me, keep listening, keep us on the air on the Chapped podcast, A Face for Radio, which is what this mug is right here. So, but again, please leave us comments, support us. We're looking for subscribers on YouTube. We're looking for subscribers on Spotify. Please follow us on all our socials at Chapped Podcast, CHAPPED, the letter A podcast, at Chapped Podcast on all our socials. Please subscribe, follow us, leave us a 5-star review, and let us know what you'd like to hear more about as we get into this deeper into the seasons. Obviously, football season's coming up. Those are always great times and great topics, and we will definitely be getting into those next week. But really quickly now, let's move into the WNBA like we just said, and let's pile on a little bit. Let's pile on about the Caitlin Clark injuries. Let's pile on about the Caitlin Clark leaving her off the poster, which we talked about on the last show. Now let's talk about Candace Parker, former WNBA legend. Let's talk about Rebecca Lobo, one of the OGs, one of the original WNBA ballers. Famous announcers, famous analysts. They do a great job presenting the programs. They do a great job talking about the WNBA. But both of them have been severely outspoken about the Caitlin Clark abuse, I guess you will, the Caitlin Clark maulings, the Caitlin Clark's throat punches, the Caitlin Clark's facial scratches, the different things that cause Caitlin Clark to miss games, which is the face of the league. And we do not want to have the face of the league missing games because of injuries where we've looked the other way on those calls. I mean, I know it's an easy way to keep beating up on that, but let's just talk about this real quick. The Indiana Fever, where Caitlin Clark plays, has they've got the #1 attendance, home and away combined attendance at over, I believe it's a little over 15,000 a game. So Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are putting butts in the seats, whether it's on the road or whether it's at home. Now, what the league needs to do is make sure that Caitlin Clark is upright and not on her back, holding her face, holding her head, injured, that she's able to play. I mean, she's the face of the league, and people want to see her play. People come from out of town visiting games when she's on the road to watch her play, to watch Sophie Cunningham play, to watch the Indiana Fever play. Now, as we're talking about attendance, know that attendance is up year over year from 2025 to 2026, from 2026. Now the attendance is up like 6.3% from 2025. I am positive that has a lot to do with Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and the Indiana Fever. So WNBA, let's do a better job on protecting our superstars. Candace Parker, Rebecca Lobo, keep sounding your horns, keep using your voices, keep using your podiums for support of that, because if the league wants to sustain and the league wants to grow and the league wants to get better, take care of your superstars. Okay. All right. Now, as we talk about superstars, let's get into something a little bit funnier here. And the thing that is our girl Sophie Cunningham. If you don't know Sophie Cunningham, she's the one of the bigs for the Indiana Fevers. They call her the enforcer a lot of times for Caitlin Clark, and she takes care of business when they start beating up on Caitlin Clark. Obviously, you've seen the famous point that she uses and some of the memes for that. But Sophie Cunningham, where were you spotted last, Sophie, on the court at the Indiana Fever game? Oh, no, she was spotted at a ring girl at the UFC fight that happened over the weekend. Way to go, Sophie. That expression right there with her tongue stuck out, that's who you're dealing with right there. The UFC ring girl, Sophie Cunningham, enforcer. maybe she learned something from the from the WNBA and from the MMA. Maybe she's going to combine a little of that to do a little bit more protecting for Caitlin Clark. But good job, Sophie Cunningham. I love it when you can laugh at yourself, and that's a lady right there that can truly laugh at herself. But she's a baller. She can play. Pretty girl, athletic girl. She's a big. She's an enforcer, and she's a total team player, and she's funny as all get out. If you watch her antics on the sidelines, on the bench, in games, protecting Caitlin Clark, you'll get a good laugh out of that. So I'm piling on the WNBA, but I'm ending with a positive on the WNBA. So WNBA fans, please don't hate me, and let's make sure we do take care of Caitlin Clark. So where Sophie was the ring girl at the UFC fight, I just want to bring up something odd too. I don't know if you're a UFC person. I'm not a UFC fighter person. I don't watch them. They're pretty gruesome to me. It reminds me of maybe what the old Roman days would be like, and and gladiator days, and that's just not really my forte. However, I would like to say that Conor McGregor, it's time to retire. You have one less ACL, and you have $30 million more in your pocket. You fought for what? I mean, less than 3 minutes. You made $30 million. That's $10 million a minute. That's a pretty good wage. I would say, I know you want to get into politics. Take that money, start your presidential campaign in Ireland and run those snakes out of there, buddy. You got this, Conor McGregor. But get well, man. I know that was a gruesome injury. I know you're tough as nails, but sometimes it's time to hang them up and just go be an announcer, go be the president of Ireland, as we stated. Do something fun. But congratulations to the guys that did win the MMA championships. But more importantly, congratulations to Sophie Cunningham for getting more positive exposure and representing the WNBA in a positive way for once. So happy to see that. Happy to see that. I wanted to get into a couple of shout outs. I know I'm talking fast. I told y'all I wouldn't. A couple of shout outs. I want to give Stephen Lee a shout out. Went to dinner with him the other night for a birthday party for his daughter, Emerson. And as we were there, Stephen had just told me, hey, I just listened to your last podcast on the way up here, the one that I did solo last week. So that was awesome. I appreciate that. And then he's got a daughter, Mary Radcliffe, that's the #1 fan of everybody. She's always the fastest to hit any kind of reel that we post. She's always the first person out there posting it and liking it. So again, Mary Radcliffe, thank you for being my best fan and having my back always. Love you, girl. Olivia, you're always there. I always see you liking this stuff too. So I certainly do appreciate it. Another shout out. How about to Will Miller, my little guy out in Canton, Georgia, who wants to come on. He wants to be a face for radio too, but he's a little too good looking to be a face for radio at his young age. But appreciate you listening, Will, and always appreciate your advice and your information, man, and sharing any stats you got or any of those things. I do appreciate it. Brian Lager, I know we still haven't met, and I always bring your name up, but I see you liking all the reels, liking all the shorts and all the posts, man. I certainly do appreciate that. And while I'm doing shout outs, I'm going to wrap up with him as well, but I got to give a shout out to my guy, Andy Hollis at OBA Living. If you need property in Orange Beach, go ahead and reach out to Andy Hollis. He's the best of the best. He keeps me going on the YouTube channels, and he does a phenomenal job. And I can't say thank you enough, but if you're looking for real estate in that Alabama Panhandle area down that way, or Southern Alabama area next to the Panhandle of Florida, OBA Living, Andy Hollis. Again, brother, I love you, man, and I appreciate all you do, and keep it up, man, and thank you for what you do. And I've got those shirts ordered, and I've got them on the way to you. I promise you. I had to get a special order to do it, but I've got them on the way to you, brother. So thank you very much, Andy Hollis, and keep making this face for radio look good. So do what you can with it, right? So we appreciate that. But otherwise, let's talk about what chaps my ass this week. And I don't know that it's this week that it chaps my ass, but it does chap my ass. I play a lot of fantasy, and we're getting ready to get into the NFL season and college football season, and there's a lot of fantasy stuff that'll be going on there. But I'm currently in the middle of a baseball season, getting ready, like I said, to start some NFL drafts, but finishing up some Major League Baseball seasons. I'm in several leagues. I don't really want to admit how many, but I'm in about 8 leagues in baseball. I'm in first or second in a couple leagues, which I'm proud of. But what chaps my ass is when you make a lopsided trade in any sport. And I'm basically talking fantasy sports here, honestly, the real life stuff, right? Fantasy sports. But don't make lopsided trades. Protect the integrity of the league. I would recommend, if you are in a fantasy league, there should be people to be able to vote to veto a trade. Vote and veto have the same letters, which is just thought of that. Kind of weird. Anyway, but you ought to be able to vote and or veto a trade. If a trade's not fair, veto it. Don't veto a trade because that guy's ahead of you and you wanted that player. Veto it based on the merits of the trade. But when you're trying to trade 5 guys for 2, or 6 guys for 3. That's not reality. That's not the way it works, except for maybe the NBA, which I don't know what the hell's going on with those guys. But I digress. Fair trades, integrity of the league, and no lopsided trades in the NBA. That chaps my ass. When I see a trade and I don't have the opportunity to veto it, it kind of ticks me off, especially, like I said, when I'm jealous and I'm looking up at a first place person making that trade, or somebody trying to catch me right behind me and they're making a lopsided trade and they're just doing it with the guy that's in 10th place. It's probably going to get out of the league next year, right? So you got to have integrity. You got to have good league mates, and you got to have a few rules. So set that up. Don't let that chap my ass on lopsided trades, please. Don't let that happen. But so next week, we're going to probably get it. Grainer should be back. We should have his contract signed and renewed, bringing him back into the fold. I'm excited to have him back. It's kind of weird talking to you guys by myself, but hey, that's okay. It's what I do sometimes. Sometimes I do it when I'm off air. So, hey, whatever. But let's get into NFL football next week. Let's get into some division winning stuff, some fantasy stuff, a lot of fantasy talk. And it's like we slowly morph into the college football schedule and the rankings and the players and the stars. And then we're thinking about doing another segment during the week, maybe a little bit shorter segment, but trying to highlight some of the prep stuff in Georgia that may be good for some. It may not be good for everybody nationwide, but you will hear some names that you'll be seeing playing on Saturdays and Sundays throughout the SEC schedule and throughout the pro football schedule, because Georgia is a hotbed of football talent, baseball talent, basketball talent, soccer talent. It's loaded. I mean, like I said, it is completely loaded. So, but let's talk fantasy football next week as we move into it. But again, as we wrap up, I want to remind everybody that we need sponsorship. We need folks on the Chapped podcast, a face for radio, supporting us. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a little. It could be whatever. But listen, it could be swag, stuff that we could pass out to our listeners. I've got some shirts. I've got some cups. I've got some different stuff that's coming in. But I've got to be able to, at some point, reimburse myself, so to speak, pay for myself. And again, with Grainer's contract dispute, he's going to probably want upwards of $1 million an episode. So we're trying to work through that. But Grainer, I got you, big guy. We'll get it moving, buddy. We will get it moving. But please make sure and smash that subscribe button. Like us. Leave us a 5-star review. Everything on YouTube matters. We're up over 55,000 views for the last 30 days or so, which is great. Not everybody is subscribing. However, that's what we're asking you to do. Smash that subscribe button, ring that bell, and leave us a 5-star review and let us know what you like or you don't like, or when we make a mistake, let us know, which a lot of you do, and we appreciate it. No comments or bad comments. Just try to keep it clean, and we'll try to do the same. But we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you paying attention. And lastly, I want to leave this. This is probably the episode for this week. I will be dropping another episode later on this weekend, most likely this weekend, of another outstanding interview, and I can't wait. It would be our first female guest, our first female interview on the show, and I think you're going to like a lot about her. She's got a magnificent resume. It's just a teaser. We're not going to bring the name up, but if you live around my area, you would know her, or if you're a nationwide track person, you would know her, or maybe if you're a WWE fandom kind of person, you're going to know her. But I'm excited to talk about it. Her resume is 6 miles long, and it's going to be exciting to hear from a female's perspective on all this stuff, and a female's perspective that's stronger than I am, by the way, which that's probably a lot of them. So again, thank you so much for tuning into the Chapped podcast, a face for radio. I'm your host, Chap Green. And I also, again, want to reiterate a thank you to Orange Beach, or OBA Living, Andy Hollis, OBA. Thank you so much for everything you do. Obviously Hard Pan Media, Brad and April, thank you for you guys for your continued support. But please get in there, smash the subscribe button, share it with your friends, grab their phones and subscribe. I know you think you like it and everything's good, but you have to hit the subscribe button. That's how we're eventually going to get to pay them and pay dirt, where we can start paying our guests for coming on, right? Or we can at least get Grainer his contract negotiation settlement. So please keep following us, keep liking us, keep listening to us, stay loud, stay chapped, and stay tuned. And for Face for Radio on Chapped Ass Podcast, I'm your host, Chap Green, and I'm out.
Yeah!